What up? Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average, man. Go pick you up a hat, t-shirt, tank top, and represent. Because I know if you're watching this channel, you ain't average, man. You know, I'm always trying to put you guys up on game and trying to get you to look at the big picture. So California just recently passed a law that they're not gonna be able to use rap lyrics to prosecute somebody in court, which you guys seen time and time again. A rapper talks about all this stuff and then something related happens and now those lyrics are being used against him in court by the prosecutors. So California's trying to get some brownie points, man. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, because they shouldn't be able to use somebody's lyrics that they use in entertainment purposes to prosecute them. But better yet, why not promote within the hip-hop community that rappers adjust their narrative to fit a more positive message. I know, you know, being from the street, a lot of people grew up like this, and you're talking about your environment, but it goes beyond that, man. Once you kind of see that you can change your reality based on what you speak into existence, you can change mentality of people who listen to your music to now not have to worry about a violent nature being attracted to you, or your lyrics being used against you because you're promoting death and killing and all this stuff, multiple baby mamas and just dysfunctional relationships and all this stuff. I mean, why not talk about that? You know, it's, to me, it's like a slap in the face. They think black people, we're just so ignorant, and and the rap it's the black people, man. It's not the Chinese, it's not the whites, it's not the Native Americans, it's some Hispanic, but not really even them. It's the blacks, because we've been at the forefront of this image that is really threatening to white America. And in order to contain that, they've basically turned the bag on each other so that you guys are just self-destruct. It's a self-destruct mechanism, man. I mean, we could say it sounds dope, you bob in your head. I listen to some of it. I'm not impressionable by the lyrics like a young person that's 9, 10, 8, 12, 13, 16. But I hear it and I think like, man, this, some of this stuff is like, it's pretty crazy, man. It's in the nature of it, man. It's a reverse genocide move. If you're talking about getting money, hustling, doing your thing, okay, it's inspirational. I've heard a lot of music that's not all about killing. There's a lot of rappers, E40, Nipsey, some of Jeezy stuff, it's good. I mean, it might talk about how somebody sold drugs to get to where they're at and they're out of the game, which, look, the big pharmaceutical companies, man, these big companies that are these old blue blood families, they're the biggest dope dealers in the world. The biggest dope dealers. Pills, cocaine, the Dutch company, all those companies, Coca-Cola, they sold dope, man. And they got rich, got out the game, and then got these laws to where it locked our asses up afterwards, and we got peanuts. We got the back scales. But on a bigger scale, on a bigger scope, what I'm saying is that the rap game, if you flipped it and the images you projected were of a positive nature of, you know, blacks with their kids, family structures. You know, there's a lot of rappers that have that, but that's not what they rap about. And we could flip it because it's powerful, man. That music, the beat is hypnotic, it's hypnotizing, it's very impressionable. And, you know, if we scale it back with, you know, talking about killing somebody all the time and you're going to chase this dude down, you're going to rob this dude, it would actually shift our whole dynamic. And in 2 generations, we'd be sitting somewhere with all these beautiful neighborhoods, safe communities, and we would advance ourselves, man, probably 200 years. But we actually regress 200 years. Yeah, we're getting a bag. Yeah, you know, a lot of these people have money, but it's only a handful that make it out. So the law passing in California that they're not going to use rap lyrics, I mean, come on, man. You know, it's like, how many rappers have beef with these other guys and somebody shot somebody because they wanted to make a name, or they did it for the homie, or this guy got killed for nothing, man, for nothing. But everybody's talking about the police violence. Dude, what about you guys? Just like, God, man, I mean, there's no love. I get mad dog by black dudes more than I've ever got mad dog by police. So it's like, come on, what's the real underpinnings of all this? I'm a big fan of hip hop, man. I grew up listening to, you know, Kwame, Special Ed, King Son, Biz Markie, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Nas, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Schoolie D, Ice-T, Ice Cube. I grew up listening to all that, man. But there was still at the end a message, and when you heard these guys talk when they weren't rapping, it was intelligent. It was about a unification of blacks to empower themselves, not kill each other. You know, it wasn't like, oh man, you know, my youngins, they shoot on command and this and that. Why would you want a young guy to go shoot on command and kill somebody for you and then go do life in prison and you're still out here with the bag? Why would you do that? Do you think that he would want to sit in there and eat soups and be in a cage for the rest of his life because you're the big homie and you rapped and you gave him a chain with a pendant? Come on, man. Teach these young people something more of value, man. I don't rap. I don't have the platform. You know, my platform is limited, but I have been through a lot. I've done a lot of the stuff these fake rappers talk about, and I'm not proud of it, but I try to at least tell these youngsters, man, don't do it, man. Don't do it, man. Don't put yourself in a position where you can be put in a kennel, and then you have to really feel what it's like to be enslaved, because you got to pay your debt. You know, and they say, don't do the dumb shit, and you don't have to go and experience that. I did the dumb shit a bunch of times and had to experience it, but I can't get mad. That's their shit. Those cages are their shit, man. That's what they do. They put animals in cages, man. You know, you get mad, but if you were out here tying motherfuckers up and robbing people and pistol whipping people and doing all this stuff, man, do you not think that they got a place for you? And it's not equal, because see, when they do it, you know, the big companies do it, they get away with it. They have contracts. They got, you know, paid, what do you call it? Black ops to go do it. And it's all in the name of. And then if they do get caught up with the drugs and overdoses, all that, man, they pay a big fine, but they've already made billions. So it's not the same. You got to look at the game, man. It's twisted. It's a twisted game, and it's not fair. So we got to look at, like, you know, how can we make the rules benefit us and not let them trick us into continuing to send our young men that maybe aren't consciously aware of the influence yet to make better choices. So, you know, to all the rappers out there, man, I've had maybe 1 or 2 on my channel. I can't get a lot of them to come on here because of whatever reason, they don't want to really sit down and have the discussion. But, you know, they really got us with some self-hate shit, man, and just self-destruction. To hate another guy because he's from a different building, different street, different block, because he's a Blood or he's a Crip or he's a GD or a Vice or whatever, you know, gang, Latin King, whatever gang, man, it's really idiotic, man. We should not, dude, you know, when you talking about sports teams, they're all making millions and they're not killing each other. We're killing it and we're going to a cage. You know, you think you might get away with something, but there's no statute of limitation on murder. No statute of limitation, man. And, you know, I love to kick around game with a lot of dudes, man, and wish that the guys who really have the influence would come and tell these youngsters, man, that they got bamboozled. Because I know dudes doing life plus 30, you know, 2 lives, and they maybe did something to another brother, man, that they really didn't have any serious relationship with, but because of a beef, and now they're like old grandpas now, and they're sitting there, man, and they're like, damn, what if I would have not shot that guy? What if I would have just talked to him? It might have been over a female. It might have been over an old neighborhood, you know, feud. But, man, we just throw our lives away like it ain't shit. And I remember when I got locked up, they said, oh, man, you young, you strong, you in good shape. That ain't that much time, 120 months. That's what they said, man. That prosecutor looked at me, man, you know, this little white female, and I had a little white female for a public pretender. She's like, you're in good shape, man. What gym you go to on the street? I'm like, bitch, gym? I'm fighting for my life. I'm up in here doing this, about to do this time. You're talking about, where do I work out at? They laugh at us, man. We're like clowns to them. They're like, oh, you guys come in here, you guys did bank robberies, you guys, obviously, you got caught up in the game if you robbed a bank or you shot somebody or you were doing all this stuff and you didn't see that this is the other part of the game. See, they don't tell you about that. And it don't matter. I've seen guys spend $250,000, $500,000 and still get 14 years. You know what I mean? I've seen a guy get, you know, 25 years and he spent, you know, close to $1 million. So, man, don't let these people lie to you and act like they're giving you a brownie point for changing a law. It's bigger than this, man. It's bigger, man. The rap game, man, dude, they play them. Give you guys a couple of awards, make you guys think, you know, it's all gravy, but yet you're talking about total destruction. And I'm not saying it to hate on you because you guys got a lot of talent, a lot of skill, but if you just flipped it a little bit, and I bet you if you start talking about some real big entrepreneur shit, you talk about it off camera, you're investing in apartments, you're doing businesses, you're doing this and that. Well, rap about that shit, man. Rap about it and tell these youngsters to stop, you know, messing around with these ghost guns and getting caught up with that stuff, man, because that's what's going to get these guys caught up. And you know it. You know these dudes are going to pens and droves, man. You know when they build these skyscraper penitentiaries, what's going to happen. You know, it could potentially be somebody you know or somebody you may be influenced, man. So let's shift that influence and help our people, man. Come on, y'all. Big Herc 916.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.
Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at FreshOutSeries.com.
Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.